In Dungeons & Dragons, players get the chance to play characters of extraordinary abilities, wielding powerful magic, specializing in weaponry, and mastering the arts of diplomacy and subterfuge, to name a few. But no other class in D&D shows off combat versatility, expert strategy, and martial prowess more than the D&D Fighter. But what is a D&D Fighter, and why should you be rolling one?
D&D5.
First and foremost, D&D fighters are warriors and expert combatants, capable of wielding and wearing any and all manner of weapons and armor. They're a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. You can take to the front line, bringing the fight to your enemy, or be a heavy armored tank capable of absorbing attack after attack. Perhaps you prefer to fight from afar with expert aim and precision, or mayhap mixing a bit of sorcery with your swordplay is more your speed. Any and all of these options are possible with the D&D Fighter. Due to their impressive versatility, no two fighters look exactly alike, but there are some key characteristics that all fighters get that make them the best at what they do. First, all fighters get 1d10 hit die to determine their HP. This gives the fighter the bulk they need to dive into the fray. Proficiencies with all manner of weapons, including swords, polearms, axes, and bows, gives them great flexibility when responding to a foe's attack. Access to heavy armor and shields gives the fighter the option to pour more skill points into strength and constitution. While choosing to use lighter armors, they may want to take the path of a dexterous skirmisher or bowman. Fighters also gain proficiency in strength and constitution saving throws. This is representative of their class's athleticism and durability. For skills, fighters can choose from acrobatics, animal handling, athletics, history, insight, intimidation, perception, and survival. All skills a warrior may need and can use both on and off the battlefield. All fighters gain access to a specialization called their fighting style. Basically, while all fighters can fight in any number of ways, there is one way in which they fight their best. Fighting style options include archery, defense, dueling, great weapon fighting, protection, and two-weapon fighting. Because of their great endurance, all fighters gain an ability called their Second Wind, which as a bonus action allows them to heal themselves and keep fighting. This ability heals the fighter 1d10 plus their fighter level worth of HP, a great way to shake it off and stay in the fight. Levels gained from multi-classing or taking levels in a class that is not the fighter do not add to this ability. Fighters also have access to hidden reserves of fighting energy called their Action Surge. Once per short rest, a fighter can dig deep within themselves and perform an extra action on top of their normal action and bonus action. At levels 5, 11, and 20, all fighters get extra attacks that they can perform during their attack action. Representing their amazing durability and resolve, fighters get access to an ability called Indomitable, which allows them to re-roll saving throws. You can do this once per long rest at level 9, twice per long rest at level 13, and 3 times per long rest at level 17. Lastly, all fighters have opportunities to increase their ability scores or take powerful feats at levels 4, 6, 8, 12, 14, 16, and 19. That's more than any other class in the game. So those are things that all fighters get. But there are specialized paths your fighter can choose from to augment their power and set themselves apart from other fighters. At level 3, each fighter can choose an archetype to follow. They can choose to become a champion, the path of taking raw physical power and honing it into deadly perfection. These fighters gain features that improve their critical hits and add extra fighting styles to their repertoire. They can become a battle master. These fighters use cunning and technique to gain the better of their opponents. Access to combat maneuvers such as disarming attack and parry give them a tactical edge. They can choose to take the path of the Eldritch Knight. This fighter combines their combat prowess with the might of arcane magics, access to cantrips, war magic, and even the ability to teleport with their action surges. They can choose to become an arcane archer, the path of weaving ancient elven magics into their arrows to produce supernatural effects, such as banishing arrow or enfeebling arrow. They can become a Cavalier. These fighters excel in mounted combat and in holding the line with their features Unwavering Mark and Warding Maneuver, which focus on punishing enemies for not focusing their attacks on them. They can choose to take the path of the Samurai. This fighter draws on their implacable fighting spirit to overwhelm their foes. They have the ability to focus their attacks with amazing precision, attack in a flurry of strikes, and even fight through potentially killing blows. And all of this just skims the surface of what you can roll out with your next fighter. So do you want to wield weapons with incomparable expertise? Do you wish to fuse tactical genius or arcane powers into your martial attacks? Do you wish to become a force of raw, physical strength that dives unwaveringly into the fray? Then you should roll a D&D Fighter.